Yes, sir. When we go at a pace like that, defenses have a hard time of switching up, and so we can get some little cheap completions on them, and we can start moving the ball a little bit that way. And that opened up our running game there in the fourth quarter, and so we got some cheap runs in there too.
Do you wish you guys would have gone to that a little bit earlier?
You can't really say that. We ran what we thought would work, or what would have worked, and then there in the second half, we just started really dialing in and focusing in on what they were doing, and we got into a few formations and ran a few plays that we knew we had like a head count, or we had some advantage to that formation.
Talk about what happened on the 4th and 2.
It was a sprint out, and I threw it behind Harold, and you can't make mistakes like that.
So was it a catchable ball?
I guess you can say that because it hit him, but if I just put it out in front of him, he probably gets down inside the red zone, and the outcome of the game changes.
How deflating is it to make a run like that and then have some things go against you, like the overturned call, for example?
It hurts, especially when obviously the whole stadium thought he was in bounds, but I mean, that's football. You have to play with whatever the officials, whatever they say goes, and you learn from it. I mean, that's from grade school all the way up to NFL. Officials are a part of the game. It definitely it hurt our drive. You could definitely tell, but we should have executed. We had 2 more plays after that, 3rd and manageable, and then a 4th down.
It looked like you got your face mask grabbed on the last possession. Was that the case?
Yes, sir, I did.
How about Seth Williams tonight? 13 catches, had to come out and still came back and caught a couple more big ones.
I mean, Seth, he's just he's a gamer. He comes out there and plays his best, plays as hard as he can every game, and I know I can count on him as much as the other guys, and the other guys do a great job too when they get a chance. But sometimes the plays are just he gets fortunate, and that's part of the read, and we throw it to him, so he has a lot of targets, and he does a good job with doing what he can to make the most of them.
Bo, when people ask, what else does this team have to play for, how would you answer that?
We're competitors. We've only lost 3 games, and obviously the big picture, it may have gone away, but this is college football, and we still have a lot left to play. And so we got a big one coming up next week, and then the next 2 weeks, or a week after that, with the Iron Bowl, and so we'll be ready.
Down 21-0 in the 4th. How did you guys manage to sort of find a way to fight back and not sort of, quit there?
Well, after the first touchdown, that got things going. It got the crowd back in it, and then our defense went 3 and out, got the ball back, went down and scored again, and then we moved the ball great in the 4th quarter, and we just had a few plays where we didn't convert.
You talked about this before, but that 2-minute offense y'all went in the 4th, is that a lot like what you did in high school?
Some similar things, and just quick throws and stuff like that, getting the ball to playmakers, and I feel like we did a really good job of that, and then, like I said, that opened up the run plays.
You feel pretty comfortable running the offense like that?
Yes, sir, I do. Whatever Coach Malzahn calls, he believes that we can execute, and I believe that he's going to put us in the best situation possible. The whole offense believes that, and so we have his back, and we know he's got ours.
The result obviously wasn't what you wanted, but that's a defense that had not given up a rushing touchdown all year long. To get the only one that they've allowed, what does that say about your offensive line and what they did for you?
They were a really good defense. Obviously, they showed it there early, and once we got in a rhythm there in the 4th quarter, that's when we finally started moving the ball. But props to them. They were really good defense, one of the better ones we've seen. And whenever you got a defense like that in the SEC, you're going to win some games.
You started to feel your own in the 4th quarter. Was there any change that you made coming the 3rd to the 4th?
No. We were just down 21-0, and so you got to just fight and do whatever you can to get back in the game, and that's what we did. The whole offense did that. You can't really just point it to one person. The whole offense fought. We competed our guts out there at the end, and unfortunately we just didn't make enough plays.
Is there any frustration there when you guys spend 2 weeks installing a game plan and offensively it's just not working those first 3 quarters, then you guys have to start mixing things up?
Not at all. We ran some things for all their formations, all their coverages, and we only got to select a few of them, so we had to run what would work against that one. And then as the game goes, Coach Malzahn always adjusts, and usually by the second half, he does a really good job of putting us in a really good spot.
Coach Malzahn has said that you're no longer a freshman, even though you are a freshman, and and you had a pretty good night yourself, even though you didn't win. How do you feel as a quarterback from game 1 to now?
I feel like I've obviously made a lot of strides. I was seeing the field pretty good tonight, and I mean, 10 games in, it's about what I played in high school the whole season, besides the playoffs, and so I almost have a whole season under my belt. And as a quarterback, you kind of have to play older than what you are, and so for him to say I'm already over being a freshman, then I agree with him, and I should start playing better and giving our offense the best chance to win.
All right, that's it for Bo.